السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خير المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. نواصل سيرة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, the life of the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام, getting the lessons and being connected, trying to connect with the life of the Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم. Well, Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم got all the way until he was the boycott of his people to him and all the Muslims, including even non-Muslims who from his tribe, they boycotted them, they isolated them in Sham, in a certain place for 3 years. It went on for 3 years, and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam insisted to follow the truth, not to compromise or do anything other than the truth. And we know that it came to the end when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent these ants who ate it, and some people from Quraysh as well, non-Muslims, they believe that it's not going to go on like this. We cannot allow this to happen. So they stopped it anyway. Soon after that, a few months after that, Abu Talib, داهمه المرض, the عم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, he was sick. And he was old. He was very old at this time. He was 80 something. And his people, Quraysh, they knew that this is probably, he's going to die sometime soon. So they went to him and they told him, they were thinking that we don't want, لا نريد أن تعيرنا العرب. We don't want Arabs to, say, look, after his uncle passed away, they were able to get him. Talking about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So let's go to him before he died and let him do something, maybe one final thing that he can do to his nephew to stop that. And they went to Abu Talib already, and then he called Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He called him and he told him about what he got from them, and he insisted. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam insisted, and he said, "That's the truth." And what I'm asking them to say is just one word. One word. They were all there. They said one word. We can say 100 words if you want, but you stop what you're saying. What is this word? You say, La ilaha illallah. What I want from you is only one word. You say, La ilaha illallah. No God but Allah. فَنَفَضُوا ثِيَابَهُمْ وَقَامُوا. They just took, their clothes and they rushed up because they knew what is the meaning. Many Muslims nowadays might not fully understand the meaning of La ilaha illallah, but these people at this time, those people, they fully understood the meaning of La ilaha illallah, because it means that you will submit completely in your life to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, whatever He says. He says slaves are like masters. He says equality. He said whatever He says, you admit and submit to it. They said أَجَعَلَ الْآلِهَةَ إِلَهًا وَاحِدًا. He's trying to make gods one God. هَذَا لَشَيْءٌ عُجَابٌ. That looks like we don't want to take this. Soon after that, توفي Abu Talib. Abu Talib passed away. As he was on deathbed, Abu Jahl and Abdullah ibn Umayyah, two of the greatest of leaders of Quraysh, they were there by him. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to visit him, and he said, أي عم قل لا إله إلا الله كلمة أحاج لك بها عند الله. Oh my dear uncle, say it's just one word that I can use to defend you, to build the case for you in front of Allah. Just one word you say. Then the two people, Abu Jahl and the other guy, they said, أَتَرْغَبُ عَنْ مِلَّةِ أَبِي طَالِبٍ أو عَنْ مِلَّةِ عَبْدِ الْمُطَّلِبِ. Do you leave the deen, the religion of your father, of Abd al-Muttalib? They kept talking to him until the last word he said before he dies was عَلَى مِلَّةِ عَبْدِ الْمُطَّلِبِ. I am on the deen, on the religion of Abd al-Muttalib, of his father. And he died. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam then, out of his love for his uncle, and he said, لَأَسْتَغْفِرَنَّ لَكَ مَا لَمْ أُنْهَ عَنْهُ. I will keep asking forgiveness for you as long as I will not be forbidden to do so. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala right away revealed, مَا كَانَ لِلنَّبِيِّ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن يَسْتَغْفِرُوا لِلْمُشْرِكِينَ وَلَوْ كَانُوا أُولِي قُرْبَى مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُمْ أَنَّهُمْ أَصْحَابُ الْجَحِيمِ. It's not for the Prophet nor the believers to seek forgiveness for the mushrikun, for those who commit shirk, even though they are relatives, they are close family members, after they came to know that they are from the people of the hellfire. And He also revealed, إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ. Indeed, you do not guide whom you like, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who guides whoever He wants. It's all on us to just convey the risala, the message, but it's on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide people. So it was the 10th year after Nubuwwah, after Nabi Sallallahu becomes a prophet, when Abu Talib passed away, 6 months after the end of the boycott. And Al-Abbas, Nabi Sallallahu, he said, your uncle defended you for so long, and he protected you, and he was there for you. ما أغنيت عنه. What did you do for him? How did you benefit him? He said, قال هو في ضحضاح من النار ولولا أنا لكان في الدرك الأسفل من النار. He said he is in the lightest level of the hellfire, and had it not been for me, he would have been in the lowest level of the fire. He's still in the fire, because anybody who dies as non-Muslim, there is no way for him or her to get to Al-Jannah. Soon after that, some narration mentioned 3 days. Some other narration mentioned almost like 2 months. So 3 days after that, or 2 months after that, Khadija also, the wife of the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and the second biggest supporter, actually the first supporter of the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, died. She passed away. وَسُمِّ هَذَا بِعَامِ الْحُزْنِ. This year was known as the year of sorrow for the Prophet ﷺ, because he lost 2 people who supported him the most. Khadija, from day one, she was there for him. He himself, in his own words, later he described how she supported him. He said, آمنت بي حين كفر بالناس. She believed in me when people denied me and disbelieved in me. وصدقتني حين كذبني الناس. وأشركتني في مالها حين حرمني الناس. She supported me with her money when people deprived their money from me. ورزقني الله ولدها يعني Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me the children only from her. Up to that time, all of his children was from Khadija. She was the only wife anyway, until she passed away for the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Now, one day, from مما يذكر في فضائلها, about the virtues of Khadija radiallahu anha, that one day Jibreel came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a message for Sayyidah Khadija, special message. And he said, Ya Muhammad, soon Khadija is coming to you, and she will be carrying like a container of food or something. فإذا هي أتتك فأقرئها فاقرأ عليها السلام من ربها. When she comes to you, read the salam, tell her salam from her Lord. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending a special salam, a special message to this lady. Jibreel coming from من فوق السبع السماوات إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم برسالة محددة من رب العزة أن يبلغها سلام ربها. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Jibreel with a specific message, go down all the way to the Prophet, tell him your Lord is giving you salam. And وكان من فقهها, هذه السيدة سبحان الله, Sayyidah Khadija, out of her understanding, she wouldn't say وعليه السلام, peace is to Allah. Who have the power to give peace to Allah? قالت, before the message is not finished, he said, give her the salam from her Lord. وَبَشِّرْهَا بِبَيْتٍ فِي الْجَنَّةِ مِنْ قَصَبٍ لَا صَخَبَ فِيهِ وَلَا نَصَبٍ. And give her the glad tidings of a very special house in Jannah that's made of a special, material in Jannah that's only probably for her. So she said, وَعَلَى إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ السَّلَامُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ السَّلَامُ وَمِنْهُ السَّلَامُ وَعَلَى جِبْرِيلَ السَّلَامُ وَعَلَيْكَ السَّلَامُ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ وَبَرَكَاتُهُ. She said, indeed, Allah is the salam. Allah is the peace. Allah as-salam, one of the meanings of as-salam. وَمِنْهُ السَّلَامُ, and He is the giver of peace. وَعَلَيْكَ وَعَلَى جِبْرِيلَ, and unto Jibreel and unto you, O Messenger of Allah, is the peace of Allah and the mercy of Allah and the blessings of Allah. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to mention her always, later on after she passed away, mention her with good things. Remember her friends, send like some meat or something when he slaughtered a goat or so, send some gifts for her friends. So right after both of these people passed away, his uncle and his wife, Sayyidah Khadija, تجرأت عليه قريش. وكان بكلامه صلى الله عليه وسلم قال يعني وصلت إلي قريش بما لم تصل إلي به من قبل. Quraysh was able to get me as they were never able to do before the Prophet ﷺ. They were able to, they dared to do whatever they wanted to him. Until one day, for example, one of the Sufaha, one of the foolish people of Quraysh, he put like the dirt on the face and on the head of the Nabi ﷺ, and dust on his face and his head until his daughter came and she kind of washed this from him صلى الله عليه وسلم. قال ما نالت قريش مني شيئا أكرهه حتى مات أبو طالب. Soon after that, like a month later, Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم got married to Sayyida Sauda, the second wife, Sauda bint Zam'a. She was an old, very old lady at this time. Her husband كان من السابقين الأولين. Both of them accepted Islam very early and they made the migration to Habasha, to Abyssinia. They came back, her husband passed away and she was a single lady but very old by herself. And the Nabi صلى الله عليه وسلم himself at this time was how old? Over 50, because he was a prophet at the age of 40, and that's like more than 10 years after he became a prophet. So he was over 50. You know, the need for women, or the shahwa or so, for those who said he married too many women, actually all of his life up to 50, 51 was with one lady. Then later on, from now on, he married Sayyida Sauda, the first wife after Sayyida Khadija. She was so old and he kind of supported her. And soon after that also he will propose to Sayyida Aisha and he will get married to her 3 years later. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam would make a special trip around that time. He will leave Mecca and go to Taif, the next city, the closest city to Mecca, on foot. And he got Zayd ibn Haritha, his servant, with him. He tried, let me try somewhere else, because these people are not looking like they accept Islam. So he went to all the leaders of Taif, presenting Islam to them. All of them refused. He went to this leader, refusing. The second one, refusing. Until he spent there like 10 days in Taif. حتى أغروا قالوا أخرج من بلدنا. Get out of here. We don't want you here. وأغروا به سفهاءهم وصبيانهم. They kind of told their kids and their like mad people or so to go and hurt the Prophet ﷺ. فاصطفوا في صفين. There were two lines watching him as he is coming out, and they stoned him sallallahu alaihi wasallam and insulted him and until he was bleeding from everywhere sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His foot was full of blood sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وكان زيد بن حارثة يعني يحميه, وزيد was trying to get things away from him حتى شجت رأسه شجا عظيما, until he was badly injured in his head. Zayd ibn Haritha and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was badly injured in his feet. And they ran all the way until they came to this orchard or piece of land with trees and so on. وكانت لعتبة وشيبة ابن ربيعة. It was for Utbah and Shayba, both of them were the sons of Rabi'ah. They got there. Once they got into this property, these people ran away and left them. فجاءهما يعني غلام يقال له عداس أو كذا بعنب, فيعني لما تناوله النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال بسم الله. A boy by the name of Uddas, he was working there. He got them with some grapes. As the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam started eating, he said Bismillah, in the name of Allah. This boy said, these looks like very strange words for people in this area. You are not used to say these words. Then the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him, where are you from? He said, I'm Christian and I'm from Nainawa. From Nainawa. He said, oh, the village or the place of Al-Abd al-Salih, the righteous slave, Yunus ibn Matta alayhi salam. He said, yes. How do you know Yunus? Prophet Yunus. He said, كان نبي وأنا نبي. He is a prophet and I am a prophet. ويقال أنه آمن به. It is also said that this boy accepted Islam because of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was coming out of this place so sad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that they didn't accept him. They dealt with him so bad. And now he made the famous dua that's mentioned in some ahadith. يعني حتى قال اللهم أشكو إليك ضعف قوتي وقلة حيلتي وهواني على الناس يا أرحم الراحمين أنت رب المستضعفين وأنت ربي إلى من تكلني إلى بعيد يتجهمني أم إلى قريب أم إلى عدو ملكته أمري إن لم يكن بك غضب علي أو إن لم يكن بك علي غضب فلا أبالي ولكن عافيتك هي أوسع لي أعوذ بنور وجهك الذي أشرقت له الظلمات وصلح عليه أمر الدنيا والآخرة من أن تنزل بها غضبك أو يحل علي سخطك لك العتبى حتى ترضى ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بك. Very beautiful dua. Oh Allah, I complain the weakness of my power to you. I complain to you my helplessness. And to the end of the dua, you might need to go back to the seerah and read it. He was completely, humbling himself to Allah, complaining to him the very case that he is in right now. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send to him a cloud with Jibreel alayhi salam coming in this cloud and telling the Prophet, I am Jibreel, O Muhammad, O the Messenger of Allah, I am Jibreel and I'm coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the king responsible for mountains, and if you wish, he has a message for you. The king of mountains will say, Assalamu alaikum ya Rasulullah, peace be to you, O Messenger of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, if you wish, I am at your service. أطبقت عليهم الأخشبين. If you wish, I will get the two mountains of the people of Mecca, I'll get them together so the entire city will be crushed. Abu Qubais wal Jabal al-Muqabil lahu. Two mountains in Mecca, because Mecca is in a valley between a lot of mountains, but these are the most two prominent mountains. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam responded to him and said, Kalla, no, that's not what I want. إني أرجو أن يخرج الله من أصلابهم. I hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring out of these people a generation, an offspring that worship Him and that believe in Him and worship Him alone. Then Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will get to Mecca. This is out of His mercy alayhi salatu wasalam. He still have the hope in the middle of all of these troubles. He has the hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will support him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him the victory. We see what happened to the Prophet ﷺ in the next time, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khair wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa jazakumullahu khair.